record, and hopefully that is working. So, all right, Keisha, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
All right, hi everyone. As you know me, I'm Keisha, a fitness coach, and I have here with me Trish and Dan that's going to help me out today discussing the 10-day cleanse, the herbal cleanse from Advocare. And it's something that'll definitely help you boost up your weight loss journey, just helping you detoxify your body and clean and start a new healthy habit. So yeah, Trish is going to talk more about the Advocare products for the 10-day cleanse.
Awesome. So, just to kind of tell you who I am and why I'm on here. My name's Trish Moore, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic up here in Massachusetts. So I don't know where everyone's coming from, but, about 7 years ago, I tried my first 10-day cleanse, and it was the beginning of, the last 7 years of really just feeling amazing on these Advocare products. So I will tell you, what the 10-day cleanse is it helps to refresh your system and get rid of some of the foods and processed foods and things in your diet that you probably might need to take control of. So when you do the 10-day cleanse, you clean a lot of those things. We like to liken it to maybe cleaning out the lint trap of your dryer. Think about that. You kind of get all that junk in there, and when you clean it out, you get that fresh flow of air, and things go in and out a little bit better. So, think about that on your digestive tract, that you have the walls of your intestines that can get, lined and toxic with some things. So when we do the cleanse, what you're doing is in the morning, you're using a fiber drink every day. So you drink the fiber drink. There's also some probiotics, which are good bacteria that help to populate your digestive tract with some good bacteria, and that healthy and helps your body kind of fight off the bad stuff. And then at night, there's herbal cleanse tablets, the nighttime pills before bed. There's herbal cleanse tablets. They help to kind of loosen things and detox your system and kind of get things gently moving through, through the cleanse, through the 10 days. So the other product that, a lot of people add to, this is the herbal cleanse system, these two things, a lot of people will add as well. Part of it that I generally coach people on is using the Omegaplex. Omegas are essential fatty acids, omega-3 essential fatty acids, and they help to support your hair, skin, nails, your heart health, your joints. So, and they're natural anti-inflammatory. So that tends to be a really good addition and, part of our protocol for the 10-day cleanse, and some people just grab the herbal cleanse. So that's these two things. Some people add in the omegas. I typically will suggest people, when you're doing the cleanse, to add in the Spark, because Spark is something that's going to be your coffee replacement. It's going to give you an energy boost, especially if you're, call it cleansing, detoxing off of sugars and processed foods. This is going to give you a good boost of vitamins and healthy amino acids and caffeine that's going to, give you a replacement for that. So you're going to feel good during that 10-day cleanse. And of course, we have suggestions. I know Keisha has great, dietary food suggestions of a nutrition plan that she coaches her cleanse challengers on. I also have, a kind of one-page cheat sheet, and I'm happy to share this with you or Keisha if you want to use it at all. But what it is it tells you, dietary suggestions. So it's, eat more veggies, eat more fruits, eat more healthy fats, good clean proteins, clean complex carbs like rice cakes, hummus, just healthy, good clean foods, and avoiding or minimizing fried foods, processed foods, sugary foods, dairy, minimizing dairy, eliminating coffee, soda, and alcohol. So those are some of the things during those 10 days. Eliminate the bad stuff, eat the good healthy stuff, use the products alongside of, what you're doing, and drink a lot of water during the 10 days. So typically doing that is going to really give you some, a good clean system to get, a good little jump start. So now I do personally that 10-day cleanse about every 90 days. quarterly, really. So typically after the holidays, I'll start in January, and then I'll do another one kind of in early April to, jumpstart me for, the spring and feeling good and, getting back into hopefully some warmer weather. And then, typically I'll do it sometime in the summer, and then one time after the summer ends when I'm done with all the barbecues and all that stuff, kind of getting back to routines in September. So that's the 10-day cleanse. A lot of times people will move after 10 days to establish some really good habits with their nutrition. They'll keep going. We have, more to it. And I'm just going to kind of touch on that. We have phase 2 of a program that, another 14 days. That's something, I don't know why that keeps making that noise, sorry. But to keep going, to do a 24-day program, which is really, for me, when I first got started, I started with the 24-day program, which was 10 days of the cleanse and then 14 more days to really establish some good metabolic nutrition habits. And we have, a very similar nutritional food plan for those next 14 days, but adding some, and I'll just kind of show you just to kind of give you a little sense. We have a metabolic nutrition system of vitamin strip packs, and typically people will add in this meal replacement shake during that next phase along with the Spark. So that's kind of a really popular next phase after day 10. So myself, I have, for 7 years continued on that phase 2 part until I'm ready for my next cleanse. So, we have a great ongoing system that is about 80 days of a protocol. So 10-day cleanse, and then doing for the next 70 days, that phase 2 part. So it's really creating some lifelong habits that you aren't just kind of crashing, cleaning out just for 10 days and then going back to bad habits. You're doing it a little bit more consistency to make it a lifestyle. So, everybody kind of picks and chooses what level is comfortable for them, but it is something that I commonly, help people coach people on to kind of stay consistent and, really feel good for a longer period of time. So that's kind of the overview. Tell me, Keisha, any thoughts or questions or anything you want to add, or even Daniel, if you'd like to, add anything about that so far?
You're doing well.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So I see I have a couple questions on the side here. So I'm going to answer these little questions as okay. Sorry, there's a lot of questions. So we might need to answer these at the end, but so one of the questions over here is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it says, do you mix the probiotics with the fiber in the morning? So the probiotics are you'll take 2 of these little probiotic pills a day. So they're little white pills that come in a bottle in here. So I do take those when I'm drinking my fiber and my Spark. So, what I do personally is I actually mix my fiber drink and my Spark drink together in one glass, and I drink it down that way. Now, some people will actually take their probiotic and their Spark and then have their fiber drink as like a separate drink. So everybody, can kind of make a decision. I like to mix them together. I think they taste great together in one glass, and kind of makes my fiber taste a little bit more flavorful. So that's one answer. So the other question, are the supplements organic? So organic is really, they're not organic. So our supplements are very high quality. They are made from the, highest quality of products that are available, but it is not something that we are certified organic. So, okay. Let's see. I'm going to answer another question here, and I think I might have to, look at some of it a little bit more specifically, but one of the other questions was, how many flavors did the Spark and fiber come in? So the fiber comes in 3 flavors: unflavored, citrus, and peaches and cream. And my favorite, personally, is the citrus. But most people, the recommended flavor that they choose is the unflavored. Unflavored has no flavor. It's very smooth. It mixes very well. So most people, now that we have the unflavored, really like the unflavored. I personally, 7 years ago, they didn't have that. So I got really used to the citrus and I really developed a taste for it. So, but some people nowadays, now that it is unflavored, some people will tend to think that the citrus has a little bit more of a gritty consistency. So not everybody loves that about that. So most people will pick the unflavored. And the Spark comes in at least 10 flavors. We actually have a couple of specialty flavors that just came out. One is our raspberry lemonade flavor that is sweetened with stevia. So that is a brand new product that just came out this week. So that is an extra flavor of Spark. And we have another multi-pack flavor of Spark that has 3 different kind of exotic flavors like yum yum berry and goji berry and some interesting things that is available right now for a limited time. So, but we can get you a list of all the different flavors of Spark. So they're all really delicious. My favorite is old. My favorite is fruit punch. So, but everybody's a little bit different. Depends on if you like, whatever you like. So there's lots of choices. So, okay. Any questions? What about you, Jeffrey? Any questions? Anybody have, is that helpful? Do you?
That second phase you're talking about for the 70 days?
Yep.
What does that involve as far as are you still on that, no caffeine, no nothing?
He's from home.
Yeah, but he's piping in. He wants to ask a question.
But I don't want to follow
Then don't say anything.
So that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I'm like, Okay.
AGC had to put their thing on mute.
Okay. So sorry about that. So what this phase 2 involves is the base of phase 2 is this metabolic nutrition system. So what this is, and actually, if I may, I can actually, sorry, I'm popping myself down here to potentially show you. Okay, so because I have one, I knew I had one. So this is the metabolic nutrition system. So in here are 14 days of this strip pack of vitamins. The strip pack, you can see it, has 4 different little packets. This is your multivitamin. This little one's a coenzyme Q10, which is good for your heart. These are omegas, the omega fatty acids, and a couple of these have some calcium in them. They have some metabolism boosting. So this is the base part of phase 2, along with, again, eating really healthy foods, just like you are doing right now in phase 1. Most people will opt to get these meal replacement shakes that they'll use 1 time a day. 1 meal a day, you get to use this. Mine is typically, I use it every morning for breakfast. So I get up in the morning when I'm in the, that next 70 days, I'll have this every morning for breakfast. I'll take my strip pack. I, of course, always have Spark. So Spark is something that, I never go a day without, and I don't think I have in 7 years. So I just love this stuff. So that's, the base of phase 2. And you really just, eating healthy, what the metabolism boosting things do, everything's falling off my desk here. But what this does is it really helps with appetite control, metabolism boosting, fills in the gaps. It's basically, all the nutrition, all the vitamins and the multivitamin that your body needs to really function optimally. And if you're eating every 2.5 to 3 hours throughout the day, your body's going to get into this fat burning mode. Part of the thing about making consistent habits and making, eating regularly throughout the day is your body really gets into this zone where it starts to burn fat. So sometimes when, it's still getting used to it, if you're, I know, if you're just in the beginning of the program or, it takes your body a little bit of time to sometimes normalize. And some people, have more to cleanse than others. Everybody's a little bit different. So I have some people, when I do the 24-day program with them, some people lose, 3 pounds in the first week and 10 pounds in the next, 2 weeks. So it's all really different. Some people lose 10 pounds in the first week and, 5 pounds in the next phase. So everybody's a little bit different in how their body is, because we're all different. So
in regards to talking about the diet, is it as restrictive in the second phase as the 10-day cleanse?
Well, the 10-day cleanse is more restrictive. So we get a little bit more creative, because what we're trying to do in phase 2 is make it a lifestyle. So you still do want to eat fruits, veggies, lean proteins, good complex carbs. I mean, you're really going to try to eat. You can add a little bit more variety. You can be a little bit more creative. We have a whole bunch of recipes. I have a cookbook, a recipe guide, but you should, during phase 2, if you want to get great results, you do want to try to, still use your spark for energy and not coffee. If you're making it a lifestyle, I know people, that do, a cheat meal a week here and there. Certainly, we want to make this something that you're not going to feel deprived all the time and quit.
And that's what I meant, because I just me personally, I can't see myself going 70 days without, on the same exact diet that I am on now. There's no way.
No, but you know what? I will tell you that, what may happen is, if you can say, all right, I'm going to commit to that. I really want to have good habits. So I'm going to do things, 90% on track. I'm going to find good choices. So in the first 10 days, I typically tell people no bread, no dairy, none of those things. When we get to phase 2, my way of coaching people is I'll say, all right, if you need or want bread or want a sandwich, there's some good choices. So I recommend people use this, Ezekiel bread, which is a sprouted whole grain bread. It comes in the freezer section. Typically they'll defrost it and use it either for, a sandwich or some toast, put some peanut butter on it. So there's, maybe better choices, but you can still sort of modify and every so often, maybe, cheat with one of your favorites. But if you're only doing it one meal a week, you're not going to go crazy off track if you commit to the longer. But what happens is, if I have people who, when someone does the 10-day cleanse, on day 11, a lot of times they're eating a cheeseburger. And so we kind of just threw that effort out the window. You were miserable for 10 days and you basically, went back. So when I have people really do even the 24 days, it doesn't even have to be the whole 80, but even the 24 days, you've gotten through 3 weekends of, new habits. Weekends can be the hardest, because a lot of times during the week when people are at work, they can sort of keep themselves on track once they get used to it. But when they do the 24 days, they tend to, have created some good routine. And so they, on day 25, are like, well, I've made some progress. I don't want to go back. Like, they kind of get used to it, especially if they're, finding foods that satisfy you, and things like that. So, again, it comes down to, sometimes, what we tell people is, it really does take a little bit longer to create, these habits that are gonna, keep your metabolism going. A lot of times the 10 days isn't going to completely make that a habit,
Okay.
But it is, it's a great thing. I love, doing it. I do it every, like I said, I do it every 90 days. I do the 10 days. I just, I continue with that next part. So,